All right, I'm sorry for delaying this review. I'm still recovering from episode 2 and how much I didn't like it. And here are pretty much my thoughts on Rick and Morty season 6 episode 2 from last week.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
Season 6 episode 3 of Rick and Morty is called Bethic Twinstinct. And the plot of this episode is gotta love yourself or no one else ever will, bruh. And trust me, when the plot says that you gotta love yourself, Beth literally loves herself in this episode. And she pretty much is making out and kissing the other version of Beth, which I might say, quite the character development. Since episode 1, they were literally hating on each other. They just didn't like each other, and now all of a sudden they're just kissing out of nowhere and making love. That's a pretty wild, character progression. And when I saw this, granted, I don't know if they put this in the promos. I don't watch promos for TV shows. I just watched the episode. So maybe they put that in the promo and I didn't know that. But when I saw that live, my reaction was literally this.
Stupid, guys! Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid! Use your common sense.
Alright, let's get into some of the good parts of this episode. For one, I did like that the episode, although, the Beths going at it and dating was a bit weird to me, but it kind of reminded me of like Loki, where, Loki and Sylvie ended up kissing. That's kind of what it reminded me of. It's probably different, but anyways, what I liked about this episode is that Beth kind of sees, the more confident version of herself. This intergalactic clone Beth is more confident. She doesn't need validation from anyone. And then this current Beth is someone who needs validation and someone who's unsure of herself. And this Beth is kind of, teaching her. But at the same time, the Beth that we know is also, sticking to her morals and kind of teaching her stuff as well. There's this ongoing gag between, Morty and Summer. When they see, the two Beths going at it, they're like super traumatized. And I thought that was actually kind of funny until the end part of the episode where, there's this like three-way thing between Jerry and the two Beths, and then you can hear them going at it. And once again, I kind of laughed at first because of how messed up the situation was, but I think the scene kind of went on for a bit too long, and then you're just sitting there like, you know what, I think I need to start playing these video games with these two characters as well. And if you caught on to what I was trying to do, yeah, there's not too many good things I have to say about the episode, except that, the two Beths learn from each other and each other's morals and what each other, like and don't like. That was kind of interesting, but everything else in this episode was fine. Once again, there's this certain part in the episode where Jerry, literally, turns into this, creature thing because of how traumatized or scared he is of the situation that he just figured out. And once again, we've seen, Beth and Jerry have this sort of, love-hate relationship thing. And once again, we don't learn anything new about this situation except that we get a flashback scene of Jerry's friend telling, Jerry not to go for Beth. And that's really about it. And I guess their relationship's just back to normal now. And eventually, intergalactic clone Beth leaves Earth. That's about it. And one more thing, if you even care about this part, this episode does take place during Thanksgiving and or on the Thanksgiving day. And it's kind of odd that we're getting a Thanksgiving episode during September. But anyways, this episode was fine. I don't hate this episode. But this is kind of what I said last week as well, where episode 1 did a very good job of setting up at least what I thought the season was going to be about. And these past 2 episodes, if I'm being honest with you, you really don't even have to watch. These are just filler episodes. These episodes don't impact the overall story of Rick and Morty or how it's going to end or whatever. You don't have to worry. If you really don't feel like watching Rick and Morty episode 2 or 3 of this season, you really just don't have to watch it. And I guess I am disappointed just because, of the way episode 1 set up everything. But the past 2 episodes haven't been bad, but just not to the standard of episode 1 and what episode 1 was trying to set up. But those are pretty much my thoughts. Maybe it's just me. Let me know if you feel the same way, but those are my thoughts on that.